Well, it's not really, it's like, some of you guys things how is it in a different clinic space to base, I mean, just ask everyone to get our version of that one. Because then you choose the song. Which is this. Oh, I'll find it. I'll find it for you. This is. Yeah. Namanda, Sinamanda, Sinamanda, Sinamanda.
Good morning. My name is Derek Yu, and I would like to welcome you to today's service. We will begin our service with opening meditation, followed by Namaste. Please join me in placing your hands together in Gasha.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Please rise for the Song of the Gotha when we see the golden sun on page 227 of the service book, followed by recitation of our pledge and number 2 on the inside of the back cover.
Our pledge. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. No.
Please join in the chanting of the Sutra Psalm Butsuge on page 82 of the service book. During the Sutra chanting, we will have Ashoka or incense offering by the following Dharma School students, Marissa Yu and Adol Lian Yu.
Shall 小仏法界無事人の不動大体無明欲無戦争用無の死死人徳無無空東大知恵人用法行理想神道大戦旦那サブ大小大道生じ二分でだ不正上位愛に生じ四世三昧知恵上五世徳無病死だ一切空一切平死無百千の熊有料大小修行五者不要一切心道勝負無病道変色が異名法者小仏世界無種説の法名師匠変死症法行世生じ一時難病ヨダサル国土大欧州企業道場小説国土内容義務闘争大東愛到達理想一歩大小心熱症状一等が選ぶ案法仏信用税が師匠オスガの日力少々よ思考戦争知恵上領思想知が信用平等心心食独自大病 Sinamandam, 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 Sinamandam.
We will now listen to a garment message by Reverend Candace Shabbat, followed by a recitation of the Golden Chain and Nembutsu on page 5.
Good morning, everybody. And good morning to all of you on Zoom. So today, in keeping with our theme, the Dharma School theme of Show You Care, Do Your Share, I would like to share about a class that I actually took at Sacramento State as an undergraduate. So I was a psychology major, and one of the last classes that I took was about interpersonal relationships. And I really wasn't sure how this course would go, but it ended up being a very fulfilling course. And it was a rather small class, which the professor had intended it to be because of the nature and the topics of the class that we would be exploring together. I not only learned more about myself, but about my classmates and just interacting with other people. So one component of the class was running a mile without stopping. So you might be wondering, well, why would you need to run a mile without stopping in a college class? But I think that there was a lot of meaning to this. So how many of you can run a mile without stopping? I'm pretty impressed. So even in high school, of course, I had to run the mile in high school, but I never did it without stopping. I think maybe one of the tasks that I tried to do was at least run the straights and then walk the curves. But I could never get in under 6-minute mile. So each class would start with running this mile. And if you can imagine, we would be all kind of sweaty during our class, but it was a challenge for us to run this mile. And one by one, my classmates were able to finish. And so they would still run, but at least they weren't still trying to finish or accomplish this task for the class. And I actually think we had to finish it to be able to pass the class. So finally, it took a little bit of time to psych myself up, and I was determined to run the entire mile. And I knew I needed to pace myself, so I started out at a real comfortable jog. However, the final lap of the track was becoming quite difficult. And then my jog seemed to be a rather slow jog, or even maybe a fast walk, but at least I never stopped. And I was thinking, honestly, about quitting. However, a young man in my class who had already finished his mile way before me, he was sitting down, but he suddenly stood up. And he began to run beside me. And he was encouraging and saying, "You got this, Candace, you got it, just keep going." And he would speed up just a little bit. So not too much in front of me where I obviously couldn't keep up the pace, but just so that I can concentrate on him. And I wasn't looking at the long rest of the track that I had to run. But he would always look back, encouraging me to keep going. So before I knew it, I finished this mile without stopping, and we hugged as I crossed the finish line. And my other classmates who were well finished, probably sitting on the grass, they were cheering me on as well. And so it was a nice connection that I made with this individual. And I'll always remember his name, John. I don't remember his last name, but I'll always remember what he looked like. And even though I graduated from college over 20 years ago, I still remember his name and his face. And this is because of what he did for me. He showed he cared by not just cheering me on at the sidelines, but he finished running with me even after he had finished his own mile. And again, he kept cheering me on and stayed in front of me, telling me, you can do this. So again, running a mile without stopping may not be a difficult task for some of you, especially our children who are able to do that. However, perhaps you can think of a moment in your own life when you felt like giving up, or maybe things were just a little bit too difficult. So maybe you can think about a particular person who cheered you on, telling you not to give up and continue on. And this particular encounter made me think about a very beautiful and actually very emotionally moving statue of Amida Buddha that I was able to see when I was living in Kyoto, Japan. So this particular statue of Amida Buddha, which we have one as our object of reverence here in our temple, that's Amida Buddha, the Buddha of infinite wisdom and compassion. And this particular statue was just a little bit different, because instead of Amida Buddha looking forward like ours is right now, this particular Buddha looks over its shoulder. And it's really beautiful. And although no pictures are able to be taken, this particular picture was online on the temple's website. So hopefully everybody can see it. Isn't that cool? So still rather similar, with very similar features and a hand, but obviously the head is looking over the shoulder. And so this particular statue, again, it's part of a Jodo-shu temple. So it's still a Pure Land temple. We're Jodo-shinshu, but this is a Jodo-shu temple. And one of the disciples was actually Honen Shonin. And so in the book called Shin Buddhism, Bits of Rubble Turned to Gold, Reverend Taikatsu Uno describes this statue in this particular way. So this statue of Amida Buddha, looking back, called Mikaeri no Amida in Japanese, is found in the temple called Eikando or Zanbinji in Kyoto. And the wooden statue stands 3 or 4 feet high with its head turned to the left, looking back for stragglers. Legend states that back in the 13th century, during a religious procession, the monk Eikon was falling behind. So Amida Buddha turned back and urged him to hurry up to join the group. So Reverend Taikatsu Uno said, for me, this figure symbolizes the compassion of Amida Buddha, who never abandons anyone and always shows concern, especially for the laggard, the lost, and the confused. And so if you can imagine, and maybe I can even imagine my classmate John running in this particular way, encouraging me, even though he saw me probably, as Taikatsu Uno said, the laggard, the lost, and the confused. I was probably feeling that way in my last lap of 1 mile. But John was this particular kind of bodhisattva, I can say, urging me to continue on, even though he might have seen that I was tired, I was weary, was thinking about giving up. But he was telling me, come, hurry up, I'm waiting for you. Just like Amida Buddha is urging all of us to come and hear the teachings, to be able to put these teachings in our everyday lives, and also to think about others, think about those who are also suffering, and doing what we can to do our share and show that we care about them as well. So maybe you can think about your own friends or yourselves in this particular way. What can you do to encourage your friend or encourage your family member when they are feeling maybe a little worn out, maybe a little discouraged, and think about this particular very beautiful statue. Okay, so thank you so much for letting me share my particular running story and this particular statue, and I hope that you have an opportunity to see this particular statue, Mikaeri no Amida, in Japan if you go. Okay. Please join me in Gashi. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So So at this time, will you please rise and join me in the reading of the Golden Chain on page 5 of the service book. Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. No. Thank you.
We have announcements. First of all, we would like to thank the Matsuhara family for the beautiful altar flowers today. Reverend Shibata's online book club will meet on Wednesday, February 22nd at 6:30 p.m. The current read is Buddhism of the Heart. Please email Reverend Shibata or contact the office if interested. The next Obon Bazaar meeting will be on March the 7th at 6:30 p.m. We have the Bazaar Committee members who received the links, but if anyone else is interested in being part of the Bazaar Committee or would like to help, please contact Derek Murmura for access to the link for the meeting. Please support BCA and IBS. They are having a Panda Express virtual fundraiser on February 24th. That's this Friday, right? Enter the code 911232, online only, 911232, this Friday. And 28% of the sales will be donated to the Buddhist Churches of America Endowment Foundation. And continuing on with the Panda Express food fundraiser, our own Stockton YDA will be having a Panda Express virtual fundraiser on March the 10th. It's also a Friday. And this will be in the Karma. So hopefully, if you read the Karma, please enter the code 913633 in the fundraiser code box. And this is again online only. The 2023 scholarship applications will be available in March. So seniors and continuing college students can apply. So you can either pick up your application from the office or request one online to be emailed to you. The BCA Music Committee is having a Gatha lyric writing contest. Okay, cash prizes for the winning entry. So I think the top prize is like $500, something like that. Deadline to submit your Gatha lyrics is June 4th, 2023. And if you go to the BCA website, the Buddhist Churches of America.org /music. And if you have any questions, please contact Darlene Bagshaw for more details. Few more announcements. Our home and hospital visitation is scheduled for April the 8th, Saturday, April 8th. If you know of someone who would appreciate a visit, please notify the church office by March 15th. And we visit members and friends in the community who are 90 years of age or older, or are residing in nursing homes or care facilities, or are recovering at home from an illness. So if you know of anyone, please contact the temple office. Sangha Club is continuing collection of aluminum cans and recyclable plastic bottles. Donations may be left by the white bin under the carport. Please help recyclable bottles and cans out of our landfills on supporting one of our youth organizations. And then Reverend Candace wanted me to announce that on May 21st, in conjunction with the Gotan and service, we also have Parents' Day in Hatsumaiti. So Hatsumaiti is a infant and young children ceremony, first service ceremony. So if you would like to, or if you know anyone that would be interested in participating in the service, please contact Reverend Candace. And finally, Tom Popogapko would like to know if there are any children out there from ages 6 to 11 that may be interested in participating in their cultural enrichment program this summer. Please contact Carrie Wong or Lisa Horita. And all the information will also be in the cloud. Are there any other announcements? Okay.
Following the service, there'll be a coffee hour in the mini chapel. On Thursday, February 23, BCA is having a symposium. You can go to the BCA website and it should have the program for this week and this coming weekend. Next Sunday, there'll be no local service. The BCA is having an 8-time service. It'll be on Zoom. It'll be at 10 o'clock. You can go to the BCA website or contact the local temple office to get information for to connect with the symposium and the induction service. Also, this coming Sunday, the BCA Jam Talent Show will be on Zoom from 11:30 a.m. This will be following the induction service. The British Church of Stockton is still having a script order program. Forms are in the foyer. Once we place an order, once we receive the cards, we will be notified. Thank you.
All the information on your contact services. The links are all real.
This is regarding the bazaar. Planning has begun for the 2023 in-person bazaar, and we are starting to collect raffle items for the one-day bazaar. Please drop the items off at the church office, and if you could, please designate them for the bazaar raffle. We thank you in advance for your generous donations. It is truly appreciated by the bazaar committee and the church. Please contact Sachi Yanakita or the temple office if you need a pickup. For those of you who are on Zoom, we have equipment ordered, and hopefully soon our broadcasts will be, you'll be able to see more and hear better. Thank you.
I was trying to tell Ruby, they've made it real easy. If you haven't gone to the BCA website, you're missing out. If you go to BuddhistChurchesOfAmerica.org, you'll see the tabs across the top. Under events is the National Council meeting. That has the link to the 8-Taiko service and the symposium. And you just click on the link, it'll take you there, okay? And then also the music contest is under the music tab. I think it's under About Us. You'll see music, click on that. There's a link to the forms and the information for both the youth, which is high school age and lower, and then the adults as well.
You don't have to write the music. All you have to do is write the lyrics. They'll tell you more information about it. And if your lyrics win, they're hiring a professional composer to put your lyrics to music. And then this will be done for the 2024 BCA 125th anniversary. So it's all on the BCA website. If you have any questions, let me know. It's real easy to negotiate, lots of information. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. Are there any other announcements? There will be a teachers meeting after class today, and that's it. So this concludes our service for today. Please observe good etiquette and do not enter the aisle before the row in front of you. Those students who did not offer incense before the service are asked to do so before leaving the hall. Thank you.